Yep. So, the start of it is, if I remember rightly, Professor's just done the other one, and you're standing outside an office with Viktor in full Nazi uniform. You seem to have the feeling that this office has something to do with yourself. Franco, you said he was a musician, didn't you?
Yes. He's so yeah. I'm picturing him being like a bar or lounge singer, in like kind of like the in the lounge of forgotten dreams or broken dreams. He's so somebody who's down on his luck, kind of limping along in his career, getting into middle age and not really not really going anywhere, spinning his wheels. I haven't worked out exactly what his thing is, but I just have sort of a general idea that he's got some kind of psychic or magical power that is just really useless, or is useful to other people and not himself, and it has something to do with why he's kind of stuck in some kind of rut and unable to break out.
So he's basically
What's that?
Your career is floundered at the moment. You're stuck in some back end either in the States, some back end bar, or in Europe. Stuck in some sad little bar in Greece.
Yeah.
And looking for something else.
He can be anywhere. I figure he kind of just goes where the work takes him. One of his side traits I've decided is like a broad linguistic ability. If that's that
will be useful.
Broad, I guess.
No, that'll be fine.
So he's been a lot of places. He hangs out in. He goes where the work is, which is usually like touristy spots. So he knows how to greet and exchange pleasantries with people in a variety of languages, but not much beyond that.
I'll have to think of a bar.
Yeah. So. Everything about him is just kind of mediocre.
With this one power.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. They might want to sing it. Actually, that will make sense. Well,
I mean, that linguistic ability would be good. I mean, Professor Dalton is an archaeologist. He can read ancient Greek and Roman and various other languages, but in my head he can read better than he can converse, I would say, purely because of the nature of his work.
We can get up both sides covered there then. That guy, I just imagine it's like he's just got enough linguistic ability that he's able to say a few phrases to the whatever, like the Chinese tourists in the bar, and then go over and say hello to the French folks at table 3, and that sort of a thing. He's maybe definitely not fluent and only mildly conversant. So
fringe power. Right, for yourself. Now find this. You keep having a recurring dream, or a word Alice keeps sort of it has been for weeks. It's just a name that just goes round your head. And one day you get a plain envelope with a bit of paper with a card in it. And it's a business card. Right, bear with me here while I find it.
Yeah.
It's alright.
You're going to send it in the
It's alright, I'm chewing the chocolate at the moment. Girlfriend got her very bitter chocolate.
Oh.
And she doesn't like it. So she gave it me.
So you got the pleasure of it.
Oh, that's what I've been drinking I had to get myself off coffee, and I started drinking like just like the brewed cacao itself.
Oh yeah, so it's a bit. Right, where are my documents? Handout events. No, where are you? Oh, I've lost it now. Where? I had it. What have you done with it? It's supposed to be separate. I don't think it's come across. Oh, that's so annoying. No, I don't want that one. I don't think it's come across. That is so bloody annoying. That is so... Ah, it has. That's why. That's why, yes. That's why it is a seeing that. Got it. I'll need that for the new players next week. Or next time. Got it. It's always me trying to remember. Because I have 2 drives, I have to sort of go down the drive to find it. Because I'm very organised, but it means you go down so many directories. It doesn't help that my brain stops working every few while. Ah, there it is. That's the one. That's it. That's also what you get through once it loads up. That's what you get through the post in a plain envelope. One, you've never heard of the place. And you have no idea where it is. In meanwhile, actually no. Becky, we have to go all the way through until he's onto the island. Then we'll start your bit. It does make sense. It does make sense.
I'm reading what we did previously, so
Oh, yeah.
I have a clue of what's occurred.
Well, yeah, it was a little confusing. Okay. How are you going to find out where this place is?
Well, I think
It is 2001, so there is a internet.
Right. Yeah, I think that first thing Franco does is fix his morning cocktail, and then
What is his morning cocktail?
That's a good question. Let's see. I think it's got to be. Maybe it's not a cocktail. Maybe it's just a shot of limoncello. There we go. That's,
Ooh, nice.
Ah, yes.
And and I think, yeah, I don't know if Franco has a computer of his own. I guess maybe he must actually, because he's probably constantly looking up lyrics. So yeah, he probably jumps on and goes to
strangely,
and yeah, punches this Alamarja into some sort of search function to see.
Yeah, some entries
what
come
that
up.
Might be.
About 4 entries.
Okay.
One's to do with flights to it, which are strangely twice a day from London Gatwick. One to do with it's an island in the middle of the middle of the Mediterranean. One to do it. It's to do with do with UFOs, and one to do with the cults. But there is nothing else. There is no map showing its location, and there is nothing else about it on there. But it's definitely those are the entries, and it says it's an island just in the middle of the Mediterranean near Italy, with liberated from the Nazis in 1945, ruled currently by President Dalton. A tourist trap, and that's about as much as it says. A very short Wikipedia entry, basically.
Tourist trap, you say? Yeah, I think next thing he does is try maybe just dialing that number in a phone. See if anything comes up.
No, it says incorrect number dialed.
Okay. Huh. Maybe just try one more search on the computer with Alamarja with that number included in the field.
You get nothing. Actually, no, you get the same 4 entries.
Same 4, okay.
And it's certainly not appearing on any maps. If you look at the Mediterranean, there are no indication where the island is.
Well, then I'll call the I'll call the airline then that is listed and
British Airways. Yep.
Yes, I'm interested in tickets to Al-Amarja.
Oh yes, sir. There's 2 flights a day. One early in the morning, one late at night.
Is there do the numbers 444 or 3099 have any significance? Are those
no idea,
numbers,
sir?
Perhaps?
No, sir. They the flight numbers are sort of different to that, sir.
Thank you.
And we only fly from Gatwick.
From Gatwick?
Yes. So you'd have to come to Gatwick to fly to there.
Alright, well I guess I'll have to arrange that as well.
They can get they can do that for you. It will be a little bit more expensive if it's British Airways, but it's going to have to be because they seem to be the only airline that flies there.
Right. Let's do it then.
Yep.
I make the necessary arrangements.
Yep. And you pack all your stuff up. How much you carrying? A lot or a little?
Not too much. Just like one suitcase full of clothes and shoes.
So yeah, it's going to be a fairly early start. About 6 to 8. About 8 o'clock, 6 in the morning for the connection flight from Gatwick. From as far as you can see, you have to go, if you're in south of Europe, you would have to go north to go back south again. So you're actually travelling twice as far than you expect.
Right.
And yet the flights will be actually quite uneventful. Nothing overly untoward happens. And basically you get on onto the Gatwick flight. Strangely, you have to ask a number of times before you find the gate, but the gate they actually use is right down the end of the terminal itself. And the plane's about half full, and it's full of businessmen businessmen, tourists, gentlemen in dark suits wearing glasses, carrying cases, looking a little shifty.
Of course.
And it's also a Japanese tourist there who was taking pictures of everything, including was it pile of bags, was it the bin, and they will always come up to someone and ask for a selfie of themselves with behind there, and all do that. And eventually you go through the passport control, the security, and you're all ushered onto a plane. It's not a very big plane, about, in the end, it's half full, so there's about 30 of you on the plane in the end. You'd think this flight wouldn't have been particularly profitable. And on time you fly off, and you fly south. And you think you are flying towards Italy, and you sort of round there, sort of fly into the middle of the Mediterranean to somewhere, basically it's sea for a while. Then you see this island. Basically it consists of it's actually not a very big island, it consists of one big mountain. You can see a city sort of on top of a cliff, and then you see to the side of it another city with ports in there, and the rest of it seems to be fairly barren. And you go down to the airport, and the first thing you notice about the airport is the terminal. Now, as it's described, it's like an upside down pyramid. It defies all logic. So it has the smallest floor at the bottom, and it goes up 7 floors. And it is certainly a Mediterranean environment, because as you come out of the plane, it's lovely and warm. And you sort of walk off. There's none of this modcon of gates as you had in Gatwick. You sort of go down steps, and you go across the tarmac to the base of this strange building, and you go in to, first thing is passport control, and the first thing you notice, strangely much like London, there are armed men wandering around, as in the armed police. These are fairly heavily armed, and stamped across the back is much like the police in London, it says Peace Force. And sort of watch everybody that goes in. And you've got what passport you've got? Is it American? Is it British?
I think it's American.
Yeah. Okay. They sort of look at your passport, look at you, passport. Sir, will you follow us?
Sure.
Yep. And you are guided. You're guided upper floor, and you're, as it said, taken to an interview room. Will you just sit in there, please? Someone will be with you.
Of course.
And they we'll collect the bags for you.
Thank you.
Close the door and they leave you there. Now.
Off to a rip-roaring start here.
Nothing like being pinched at customs.
Yeah.
You start to panic about stuff in your bag that you haven't even got with you.
Exactly.
After a few minutes, right, a woman walks in, an African woman walks in, sits down, puts all the papers, and then just stares at you. And doesn't say a word.
Is this about the bottle of whiskey in my bag? I wasn't aware that there was any
She sort of goes to write something down. She writes something down.
Rules.
And then stares at you again. Says nothing. Gets up, walks out the room, closes the door, and leaves you for about 5 minutes. Comes back, sits down, opens your passport and stamps it, and hands it to you, and sort of points to the door.
Have a nice day, ma'am. Just scurry out.
Yeah, and you sort of get guided to the lobby.
Great. All right, and is my bag waiting for me at any point?
Oh yeah, was it customs guy comes back with your bag.
Okay.
It looks as if it's been opened.
All right, I'll expect the whiskey to not be there anymore, but we'll see. I thank the guy and
no problem, sir. Have a nice stay in as Alma in the Edge. And taxis are just outside the front.
Thank you.
No problem. And he sort of wanders off.
So I find my way towards the taxi drop off there.
And someone says to your side, sir, would you like a postcard? Very good postcards.
Postcards.
Postcards. Only 1 megabuck.
Well,
You look at the... Go on.
Oh no, I don't have any megabucks on me yet.
We could negotiate. Now this guy is in a sky blue suit, red shirt, black tie. What was it? Yellow shoes. He looks really out. He looks like a clown. And if you look at the cards, they seem to be of cityscapes and weird vehicles and Paris of the Eiffel Tower in the middle of a city blocks. See, good picture of New Paris here. See, all good postcards. Send your friends. You'll visit here. 1 mega. As I said, 1 mega. Oh, I could... Or 1 for $1? 2 for $1, sir. All very good postcards.
No, thanks. I'm just looking for a taxi right now.
Oh, no problem, sir. Have a nice day. Oh yeah, by the way, sir, watch out for the Saurians. They'll bite your face off if you piss them off.
The Saurians, I'll remember that. Thanks.
You wander off towards the taxis.
Yeah.
Yep, and you wander off towards the taxis, and after you get out of the door, you hear flutter, 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 and something lands on your feet.
And what is it?
It looks like a pigeon. You swear he's wearing a flying cap with goggles, and he carries a rucksack sort of thing, like a bag, postman's bag. And he's looking at you going, coo, coo, coo.
Bend down.
sort of moving his head towards the bag. Coo.
You want me to? You have something for me?
The head shakes. Nods.
I open up the bag.
Yep, and there's a envelope in there for you.
And I only have dollars, not megabucks.
It sort of goes. He just shakes his head.
Oh.
Do you take it out? Take it out of the bag.
Yeah.
it sort of stops, looks around, and then takes off and disappears.
Thank you.
Oh, I've got to find
What a strange place.
Gets weirder.
And I'm just being tame at the moment. Right, I'll put this in yours so you know what's going on. Now, where are we?
Okay.
Right. Oh, I know what I'd put. I think it's that one. And that should be what it is. It's not quite as weird as was it Professor Dalton is at the moment. Because
Alright, watch out for bed bugs and saurians. Alright. This is the most... Oh, I don't know. Taxi. Where's the taxi?
well, there's loads of taxis. There's Giovanni taxis, black, as in big, sleek black taxis with, was it tinted windows, and there's a black cab. A black London cab with a guy with glasses on, which is held on with tape round one of the arms holding it on.
Oh, Giovanni's. Franco's Italian. He trusts Giovanni. But
Yep. So you use that one, do you?
yep.
Hello, sir. Where would you like to go?
Does this number mean anything to you? An address, perhaps?
Just it. Just a local phone number, sir. No idea what it pertains to. He sort of picks his nose, looks at it, and eats it. Then does that. Then runs his hand across his nose, and snorts. So where do you want to go, bud?
Thank you. Well, I guess I'm figuring that out still. Hold that thought. Let me call this number and try to get an address. Where? You direct me to a payphone?
Sort of laughs. What, in Almajara? You got to be kidding.
That's not a thing?
Well, no. That would be far too useful.
Oh.
You're new to this place, are you?
Just got in off the plane.
So what's your plans then? I could take you to a nice hotel. Nice and safe.
Well, that would sound fine.
That'll be fine.
Let's do that then.
Knocks the on hire thing on and sort of drives off. And now you notice that this airport, there is no town around it. It seems to be almost in the middle of nowhere. As you go out and you're going down a nice, actually a fairly well paved road towards, you think, a fairly built up area. And you drive in and you drive what would be best described utter hell as far as the roads are concerned. They're crowded, they're busy, they have the Indian view of which side of the road you drive. There are motorbikes, there are lorries, and even an odd tank or two.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. On there, a lot of swearing coming from the taxi driver saying, in a patois you don't understand.
Okay.
He said,
well, maybe I do though.
It's actually a mixture of languages. It's German, every language you can think of, plus a few words which are just a bit strange. And after about half an hour to an hour, you finally get to a plaza, to an area. Well, actually, as you go into the area, you sort of go down a ramp into an area that's actually are lower than the rest of the city. You go through. This one looks. After the other areas, they go from areas which are very safe and plush to ones that look like downright bomb shelters. Bombers hit them, and this one looks more like a tourist trap. So you see there's tourists and everything else there. And he takes you to a plaza, which looks like a tourist trap, and outside the Caesar Hotel, or Caesar's Hotel. He said, that's the safest hotel in the place. They have security. Expensive, but at least you won't get disturbed.
That's great to know. Thank you.
That will be $10.
Yeah, of course. American?
Of course, we only use American here.
What's a megabuck then?
Who knows? There are some strange people around here.
All right. Yeah, so I pay him and leave a tip. And
yeah. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Now yeah. You get out, and he sort of drives off back into the through out of the square. And you think back into the melee of the traffic. Right. We'll leave you going up to the hotel at this point.
Okay.
So we'll go back to Professor Dalton and Mr. Kovac. Isn't here.
Okay.
You've just had your jump after saving the world and blowing up the god Tanis Susu. After a lot, after a lot of hints from myself, I thought, bloody hell, when are you going to blow her up? So
that was so stressful, I'm not going to lie.
And you end up, but it's a bit worse for wear, after your jump outside an office, which you seems to be familiar, and it's called DK Imports. And you're in.
Does it have my name above the door?
No, not as far as you can see. It says DK Imports established 2000 AD.
Right.
And you're still in uniform.
Right, that needs to be sorted.
Did you actually pick the guns up? You did, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh shit.
It might be an idea to get off the street.
Yeah. I assume Mr. Kovac is still with me, so we'll bundle our way into DK Imports.
Yep.
What do we see when we open the door?
You go in, and it's basically you've got a big plush reception area, of which there's a secretary desk with a familiar looking woman behind it. Looks remarkably like Marie used to do. It used to look like. And she looks up. Ah, Professor Dalton and Mr. Kovac. Then she looks at. Fancy dress, is it, sir?
Something like that. You know how these university parties go sometimes.
Indeed.
I obviously I need to get changed, so I'm just going to do that.
Yeah, but before you go, you have 2 messages, and you have a client in the office who's getting a little impatient, Mr. White Rabbit.
You're joking.
No, sir. Everybody knows the White Rabbit.
Oh, of course. Forgive me. I've had a troubling day. If you would give Mr. White Rabbit some tea or whatever he would like, I'm most definitely going to change out of this before I meet anybody. So if you'll excuse me, could you get my? I assume that I have things in the office that I can just change into. So could I send her to go and get them?
She will. Oh, I
assume Mr. Kovacs has some in his office too.
No, she goes and wanders off, and find some suits and shirts, etc. and does that, and she also hands you the 2 messages to read and peruse in the meanwhile.
Yeah. Who did you say, Marie?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I've got to find these, where these are.
Okay.
Okay, you have 2 messages.
It's just because my memory, I haven't got the notes from that one. Is that from the very, very first campaign?
She blew it.
Yeah.
She blew up in a fairly spectacular way. She blew up in a fractal, like a fractal.
Yeah, that's who I thought it was. I just thought I would double check.
She seems a lot more stable.
I hope so. Yeah, when she comes back, I will take whatever shirt and suit she's brought down for me and just go and change it, and I assume there's a downstairs toilet somewhere.
Yes. And while you're doing that, I'll find all the handouts for you. Right, events and scenes. There should be 1. Can I do... we'll have to do this separately because it's a bit of a pain. So that's the first letter you get. And the second message you get. You think you're having a bad time? Just wait until she reads one of these letters. Mr. Dot. Well, actually, reads both of them. They're still going to be...
I've had one.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
2, 1. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got to get the other one. This one you might not like as much.
Excellent.
Considering you never actually completed the job, it's a bit strange.
Well, we facilitated, so I'm calling that a win.
And that's the second. And that's the second one. Shame you can't see her face, but I can just. Someone's face will be paling at the moment.
Yeah.
Do you like that one?
Oh no. But we didn't. Did we? Oh, I don't like literal deals with the devil. Shit.
Oh no.
I told you it gets... This is only the start. It will get... Believe me. It will get worse. And Marie appears.
Professor Dalton just like folds that second one and just like... He'll show Mr. Kovac.
Yeah, there you go.
To him as well.
He goes, what?
Yeah. I'm going to keep this one just because it's useful to have him owing us a favour. Yeah. I'm going to call him. Oh, I have no idea why. Oh yes, I do. Oh yeah, yes. Now I understand it. Actually, yes. Okay.
Glad you do.
Yeah, I think I know why. I think I know why.
Yep, and
yeah, I will keep. If I've got, no, I might keep it at home. Actually, I'll put it in my pocket for now, in my jacket.
Yep. Okay. Marie comes in. Mr. White Rabbit is getting very annoyed at the moment. I would go in, sir, if I were you. He's not exactly one of the most pleasant people to deal with.
Of course. I will go in momentarily.
Thank you, sir.
I assume Mr. Kovacs comes with me and
looks
menacing.
Oh, yeah, you can do that.
Just in case this guy kicks off.
Yep, you...
I will go into what I assume is my office.
Yep, you'll find it eventually.
Okay.
But you'll easily find it. There's a smell of, was it a cheap cigar coming out of it?
Nice.
Yeah, you open it, and it smells of cheap cigar, and there's a gentleman there with white hair, middle-aged, in a suit. No, he doesn't have rabbit ears. And he looks round.
Apologies for the slight delay. I was unavoidably detained.
Ah, so I assume you're Professor Dalton and Mr. Kovac. Better late than never. I'd like to add, I do not like being left waiting. So if you don't mind, I will get down to the business as time's money. Sit! And he sort of motions.
Professor Dalton is a little bit annoyed because he doesn't like being told to sit in his own office, but he will walk around his desk and casually take a seat. Now,
Mr. Visitor, Professor Dalton, I would like to find a girl called Alice and bring her back to me either dead or alive. Once you do, I will pay you both $10,000 for your time. All I know about Alice, she was until a week ago in the Dalton asylum, until a fire allowed her to escape and disappear into the city. Hence why I want you to find her. So I know this is not a lot, but from what I gather, Mr. Dalton, you are very good at finding things with little information. So gentlemen, I wish you luck. And once you have her, just call the number I'll give to your secretary on the way out. For now, gentlemen, that's all you need to know. I have to go. Goodbye.
One thing before you do go.
You get something looks. Make it quick.
I have no intention of taking this job if you intend her harm.
If you can bring her back up.
Will she be safe when I return her to you?
Of course.
Shall we shake on that? And Professor Dalton gets up and offers his hand.
And he looks at you, very, annoyed. You do know who I am, Miss Professor Dalton?
I do.
Then you wouldn't, then you would not do what you're about to do. You really don't want me as an enemy. Do I make myself clear?
I don't want you as an enemy either, but I feel I must maintain this young lady's safety.
She'll be safe.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Thank you. And he walks out and slams the door after him.
Oh yes.
Of course, you have no idea who he is.
No, of course not. I was bluffing.
Yep. I can imagine what Mr. Kovac would be saying at the moment. And it will go along the lines, what an asshole.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to find out who he is. At that point, I'll leave you to wonder what you're going to do next, and we'll go over to Francis. Now, you're standing outside a hotel. Mm-hmm. Wait, what are you going to do now?
I guess I walk in and look for a concierge.
Okay. From round the bottom of you.
What?
It's a little dog sitting there, like a Jack Russell Scruffy, looking at you.
Ah, how's it going? I reach down and scritch him behind the ears. Oh, hey, all right.
Sausages.
Pardon me?
Have you got any sausages?
Not at the moment.
It says you're actually talking to a dog. Gets up and wanders off, laughing with wagging his tail.
Did I just talk to a dog?
You were lucky.
All right. All right. I need to get inside and get a drink soon.
Yep, you get inside. You notice as you go in there are security guards. And it's very plush, very posh. And it actually looks nice and neat. And looks strangely unlike the outside, very what you would assume was normal for this hotel. There's lots of tourists, what you would be a tourist. There's the usual, no offence to yourself, the loudmouthed American tourists, the rich. the one where the wife is moaning, the wife is continuing going, oh, this is nice, and the husband's going, oh god. And you've got the Japanese, and you also got people standing around in dodgy suits with mirror shades. Sometimes was it talking to their wrists for some reason, trying not to stand out. And you go to the reception.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Welcome to Caesar's Hotel. Caesar's Hotel. What can we do for you today?
Well, I guess I'm new in town. I'm looking for a room.
You couldn't have chosen a better hotel, sir. We guarantee your safety here. We, as you gather, have security guards, and nothing untoward will happen to you here. One of the safest hotels on the edge, or in the edge. And lucky for you, sir, we're doing a special this week.
Truly.
For 1 week? For 1 week, we will only charge you $105.
That sounds great. I'll take it.
Thank you, sir. Have you got your passport? So we can just
yes.
Yep. Lots of it.
So I provide all the necessaries.
Yeah, and he gives you a bit of paper where you basically sign all your details, etc. They give you a key. This is not the time when they have the pass cards.
Right. Is there a place to make a phone call? Can
there
I
is.
do so from my room?
There is. It is 50 cents per call.
That'll be fine.
Good, sir. She hands you a key over to room 101.
101. All
right. Would you like someone to carry your bag up to the room, sir? Or are you all right?
I'll be all right. Thank you.
Yep. You go to the lift. Door opens and there's actually a lift boy there. What floor, sir?
First floor.
Very good, sir.
Oh.
Yeah, he hits first floor. And you go up. Door opens and you're onto the first floor. And you'll easily find your door marked 101. It's fairly near the lift.
Right. Yeah.
You go in.
Turn the key.
Yep. It's a fairly standard, single room, bed, chair, desk, bathroom, with a shower in, toilet, a cupboard to put all your stuff in, a view of the square, which I remember rightly has a statue in it. I can't remember what it was. And yeah, it's neat and tidy. There's coffee and coffee plus there. And a brief guide to Al Majara, to the edge.
All right. Well, I toss my suitcase on the bed, open it up, and moment of truth is my whiskey's still in there.
Oh yeah.
All right. So pour myself a few fingers and grab the guide to Alamarja and sort of wander over to the window, like kind of sipping my drink, looking out the window, looking at the and reading the brochure.
You also noticed was it metal dragon in your case, or made out of a metal which had a gold hue to it.
What? In the...
Do you take it out?
Yeah, I take it out and turn it over in my hand.
It's basically a letter opener, as in the blade is blunt, as in letter openers tend not to be sharp. It has a dragon in the handle, in such a shape you can grab hold of it. It's made of a metal which isn't gold, but it feels like tin pewter, but it has a strange gold hue to it. You certainly do not remember packing it.
Did they... Oh no, did they plant something? Is this... like Franco looks around frantically for a moment. Oh no. Oh. Did they put something contraband in me? In my luggage? What is going on?
Bang, 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 bang on the door.
You
hear the voice. Peace officers, please open the door now.
Just the window. Does the window open?
You can open the window, yeah.
I throw the letter opener out the window. Yes, just a moment.
you go to the door.
Yeah, and I get to the door, open it up, and I'm still smoothing my hair back, make.
Yep, there's two suited gentlemen.
My clothes. Hi.
Two suited gentlemen with three very heavily armed guys behind them. Out! We want to search your room.
Of course. Yeah.
You go. You stand in the hallway now.
All right.
And these two guys guard you. Yep, and they just sort of stand there, just staring at you, as the two men and the other guy go into the room, close the door, and you can hear movement around in your room.
Afternoon, gentlemen. I'd offer you a drink, but I'm sure that's against regulations while you're on duty.
One looks the other, plus the boss with monitors.
Well, I hope you don't mind. I sort of
No, we don't.
Toast them.
After
long
that
trip.
Yes, sir. The door opens after about 3 or 4 minutes. They look at you. He said, "You're lucky this time. We didn't find it."
What are you looking for? I can't imagine what I might have.
He sort of steps up to you. We ask the questions, you don't. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. And they sort of march down the hall, leaving your door open.
Okay. All right, time for a few more fingers of scotch here. Oh.
You go in and your room is everything's scattered everywhere. It looks like a hurricane has hit it.
Yeah, I pour myself another glass and get to picking up the room. I guess I'm just gonna fold everything and put it into the drawers now. It's the number. Let's try the number.
Right, we'll get back to you in a minute. Oh yeah, there is
Okay.
one thing. You know that letter opener?
Mhm.
It's now soundly stuck in your desk. At that point, I'll leave you. Right. Now, we'll get back to Professor Dalton. I think we left you deciding what to do next.
Yeah. I mean, if I was to, I'd say to Mr. Kovac that, to be honest, I don't know. I don't like this White Rabbit gentleman, and I don't know who he is either.
We could go and ask someone.
I think we need to find out more about him. We should go and ask Marie downstairs, and I will explain who Marie is later.
Yep. Yep, Marine's downstairs. She's sort of doing bits and pieces. Is everything
Was
alright?
it Marie or Marine? I can't remember.
It's Marie. That's this one's too.
Marie.
She's called herself a Marie. She's looking through the thing. Everything alright, sir?
Would you be able to, I mean, obviously discreetly, get me information on who Mr. White Rabbit is?
Everybody knows who Mr. White Rabbit is. He's one of the, was it, major crime bosses of the, I think they're called the Net.
Professor Dalton was smiling. That's now dropped.
Yeah.
He's a crime boss.
Yes.
For who?
For himself. Along with the caterpillar and the Cheshire Cat.
Oh, okay.
Everybody knows that. You really have had a bad day, sir.
Yes. So the main crime bosses then are the Cheshire Cat, the Blue Caterpillar.
No, he's just called a caterpillar. Because
Oh.
he's very tall.
Oh right, okay. What about upper crust?
Oh! Never been there,
It-
sir.
Do you know of the Italian criminals who work there?
All I know is they had a little trouble with some was it people over a toy.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. What about the Russians? Do we hear anything from the Russians?
There's always Russians around here. You know that, and I know that.
Yeah.
Long
As
li-
you say, I've had a bad day. It's just difficult to keep up with things, and it's been a long one. So
Oh, yes.
Mr. Kovacs and I will be returning home. If you want to take the rest of the day off, please do.
No, I'll stay here for a while. Was it expecting a call from Professor? Was it Falkenhaus?
Do I need to be here for that?
No. He's just catching up what you're doing.
Right.
And just to remind you, you do teach there sometimes.
Of course I do. Yes. When's my next lecture?
Not
Could you
till
send me Could you print me out my timetable and have it ready for me tomorrow?
certainly can do.
There's nothing in the meantime or anything urgent, is there?
No, it was just 11101 was the last job you did for Major Smith.
Right. Okay.
He's been remarkably quiet for the last few days, which is a little unusual for him.
Okay. Forgive me. It's as I say, it's been a long day. Has Mr. White Rabbit has he been a customer of ours previously?
No,
Okay.
but he's one of these gentlemen that if he appears, you can't say no to him.
That's distinctly the impression that he gave. Yes.
He is a very, how you say, nasty piece of work.
Yes, you gave that impression. If he comes again, do be careful.
I will be.
Yes, Mr. Kovacs and I are going to go home.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she says. Before you go, I have the keys for your new car. You ordered.
Oh, not scooters?
She looks at you. Scooters?
Oh, I it's okay. I was thinking about getting a scooter, but then I remembered I'm middle-aged. Yes, car.
Though, was it just to remind you that the traffic can be murder, sir?
Oh, yes, I know that.
And she gives you the keys. It's just parked round the side, sir.
Oh, thank you. What car is it? Does it say on the keys?
No, it's whatever you want it to be.
Okay.
So. Okay, you wander around the
car.
So.
I mean, I'm tempted to take something really irresponsible, like, because the traffic's nuts, so you don't want a big car. So I'd be tempted to take a Mini, but getting in the back seat of a Mini is a bitch, and I know this from experience.
Yes, I remember, yeah. Plus, new car.
Can I say that I've got a 4-door BMW Mini?
Yep.
Good. Petrol one, because they go like stink, and...
Yep. That was in around 2001, wasn't it?
Yes, my old car was a 2001 Mini.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing, you don't know what date it is either.
That's a small problem on Professor Dalton's list of problems right now. So yeah, you'll have a little 4-door Mini that's petrol because they go faster.
Yeah.
And because you can get different packs with it, so whichever pack made it faster.
Yep, it's a little. You've got the 4-door Mini out there.
Cool.
Whatever colour you want it.
Mini.
Yep. And it's got
a red one. You gotta have a red one.
Yep, and it's got an a set of Almajaran plates on it, so it's sort of licensed.
Cool. Can it have a go faster stripe as well?
Yeah, if you want it, you won't go that fast.
Yes. Go faster stripe. It needs one right up the middle of the bonnet.
Yeah, you get in, and you start to drive off, and you get onto the street. Initially, you're a bit lost where you are, until you suddenly start to realise you're in the middle of the let's have a look at the map. Oh, I'll put the map on there, the ones I've got in. You'll be on the edge of what you regard as the sunken barrio. As in, yeah, you sort of recognise...
Is that the tourist area?
Yeah. You were living in the science barrio, which is to the east, I remember.
Yeah, so if I'm going home, I'll
be
to
the south. Yeah. After a while, you start to get your bearings where you were.
Yeah.
And
I'll go and play real world life dodgems with the drivers at Almajara.
Yep.
And Mr. Kovacs and I will dodge our way home.
Yeah. As you go to stop, on the crossroads, you notice a gentleman in full SS uniform, including armband, which you recognise as in where you were, the 10,000 year, was it Reich?
Yeah.
Walking across the street, sort of looks at you, sort of.
I just keep my head down. Kovacs, do you know those my sunglasses? Can you pass me my sunglasses? I assume there's a pair in the glove box.
Again, he starts walking round to the driver's side, and it's sort of clear in front.
Yeah, I've put the foot down.
Yep.
Yep. Shit. I was kind of hoping those Nazis had gone. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Yeah, I'm just heading home.
Yep.
I'm going to hope they don't know where I live. I might move.
Well, considering they were blown up, why they're doing there? Yep.
Well, yeah, that's what I don't
Yep.
Why is Al-Mujara so stressful?
Because it is.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Strangely, your apartment's where you left it.
Oh, good.
You have a private parking space, much as you had in the SS ones, which is a godsend on Al-Mujara to have. And for some reason, it's actually left empty.
It's what, sorry?
It's actually left empty. No one's parked in it.
Oh, excellent. I park my car in my designated parking space, apparently. And I lock it, and I go to the front door and upstairs to my flat, which I hope is normal.
Yep, you open you open the door, you get welcomed by the dog.
Yay, my dog's here.
And Bartok sort of appears out of his room, looks at you, oh, you're back, and then wanders back in again.
I do love having student lodgers, they're just so social.
Well, you know what he's up to.
Oh, I don't even care.
Yep, and the flat is that, it's fully stocked. There's no wooden bowl.
There are no strange pictures I don't recognise?
No. You
pictures of Fiora or anything like that?
No, you've got the same set of books. You have an ex-wife. You don't have a son.
Fantastic. It's all back to normal.
You sort of work part-time for the archaeology department of the Al-Mujara, was it, university? You've got paperwork to do with DK imports, which you seem to own along with Mr. Kovac.
Okay. What date is it?
It is the 12th of... I think it's... No, I've forgotten myself. Friday the 12th of January 2001. So it's not too far from where... Too far away from where you were.
2001. So how many days have I lost?
I've forgotten. It's probably 3 or 4 days.
Okay. I'll just put that in brackets.
Yeah. Yep, and there were no messages on your phone. The dog wants a walk.
Yeah, that's a nice normal thing to do. I'll take the dog for a walk. Mr. Kovacs can do whatever he wants to do in the flat.
I think he'll go and crash out because it has been a slightly stressful day.
Yeah.
Right, we'll leave you at that point giving your dog a walk, and we'll go back to, was it Franco. And if I remember rightly, you've just been searched by some, was it General Men? Who was it? Generally, yeah. And so you were going to ring the number.
Yeah.
Yep. A female voice answers. DK Imports. What can I do for you?
Hi. I was given this number. DK Imports. You said that's.
Indeed, sir. And who gave you the number?
It was sent to me. I assumed it was for some kind of a job offer, but
we're not hiring
not
at the
really
moment. At the moment, Professor Dalton and Mr. Kovac, have all the employees they need at the moment, though they're always looking for someone to help.
Professor Dalton.
Yes.
What is Professor Dalton a professor of?
Archaeology.
That's convenient. Yes. Could you have Professor Dalton ring me at the at Cesar's hotel, room 101, at his early or her
his
yeah
earliest convenance. No, I know, but I.
Oh yeah, you've not met him. Yeah, of course. Sorry.
Right. Yeah.
I certainly could do. And who would it be?
I might have.
Who would it be, sir? The name?
Franco Alighieri.
I could.
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
That's no problem.
I might have something of interest.
Okay. Have a good day.
You as well. Thank you.
And puts the phone down.
Yeah. Franco tees up his third double of scotch, and and the room is in order. The phone number has been called.
You hear you hear a tap 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 on the window.
Oh dear. I go throw the curtains open.
There's a pigeon sitting on the same pigeon sitting on the windowsill with a helmet.
I crack the window open.
Woohoo! Woohoo! You sort of
Drink?
Big nod.
I hold the glass out for him.
Dips his head in, takes some, drinks it, dips it in, drinks it. And then it sort of starts pointing to his, motioning to his bag.
Right. Thank you. I open up the bag. And,
let's see. Right. Yep. Right, I'll give that to you. Yeah, and he sort of falls off the thing. It sort of flies off sort of unsteadily into the air. Oh, now let's see if I
salute.
Woo! If I do this right, I might not have to go all the way through, but it should be on the recent. I've got it right. And that's it. And that's the message you get.
Pigeon post number 1. What is this place? This is a joke. But the sooner this professor calls me back, the better.
I've only just started. Are you looking out of the window at this point?
Yeah. I think Franco's just staring out of the plaza, like with the with the tumbler of scotch in hand, just sort of staring at the traffic and whatnot.
Right, you see basically a motley crew of was best described as airmen in World War One sort of stuff, with the caps, the goggles. One has a very very thin moustache, and there's a very scruffy dog behind them. And they're sort of looking in the air, and then they sort of sort of spot the pigeon, and they sort of start running down the street after this pigeon, watching him flying.
Oh. Godspeed, my feathered friend. It's not the same dog, is it?
No, it's a scruffy sort of like was it a golden scruffy colour?
Okay.
He sort of as it runs off, they're sort of running off in the direction of where the pigeon was going.
That's all very strange. All right.
So you're gonna sit down. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit down, finish my whiskey, and then
wait.
Maybe wait or wander down to the. Is there like is there a restaurant in the hotel?
Oh yes, there is.
Okay. Yeah. I think. After so much whiskey, I think Franco's stomach is starting to churn, and he realizes he needs to get some kind of ballast in there to cancel it out.
Yeah, there's a nice restaurant in there, not too expensive, sells simple food.
Okay.
With wine if you want it, or whatever you want.
Of course, yes.
And you you eat. So I'll leave you eating, and we'll go back to Professor Dalton. You come back, and the phone rings.
I wander out of my study to the kitchen and pick up the phone. Professor Dalton.
Oh, this is Marie from the office. You've had a gentleman call. I want you to give him a call back. I'm Mr. Franco Alcari. He wants you to give him a call back on room 101 at Caesar's Hotel.
Yes, I know where that is.
Yep. He may have something interesting for you.
Oh, okay. Have we met or heard of this gentleman before?
I haven't heard of him, sir. He's not a regular client, if he is a client.
Okay. Well, we can see if he has anything interesting.
Okay. Have a good day, sir.
Yes, and you.
Puts the phone down and yeah. But you know where the hotel is, and it's easy to. You've usually got the number anyway.
Yeah, I will ring the hotel and ask them to put me through to his room.
They put the phone and they come back. He's not actually in the room, sir. We think he's in the restaurant at the moment, sir. Do you want me to, get him to, come to the phone?
Professor Dalton suddenly realises that he hasn't had anything to eat in this reality, so he says to Mr. Kovac that fancy a jaunt to Caesar's for a tea, dinner, even.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll get in the car. I'll feed the dog before I go,
yeah.
And then we'll go for some dinner at the Caesar's Hotel. Oh, Caesar Hotel.
It is Caesar. Yeah.
Yep. So I'll drive around there. And,
yeah. They basically say, okay, you say no, and they'll put the phone down on you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fairly long jaunt, and probably Franco's probably at the end of his meal, but you're not you're not eating fast, are you, Franco?
No.
No. You can have a nice leisurely eat. Okay, at the end of your meal, someone will come and approach you. When you actually get to the hotel, Professor, do you go to the reception and ask to be taken to? Was it the gentleman in question?
Yeah, I'll just go to the desk and ask for Mr. Al-Jahiri, is it?
Alighieri.
Alighieri.
Alighieri. Okay.
Oh, yes, sir.
Like Dante.
Alighieri. He said, follow me, I'll take you to him. And nice to see you again,
thank
sir.
you very much. Yes, and you.
I hope things are going well for you, sir.
Oh, well, you know, it's always interesting living on the edge.
Certainly is, sir. Yeah, yes, and was it you heard about the fire in the asylum?
Really?
About a week ago.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
that's rather unfortunate.
It was about was
anybody hurt?
No, a lot of the inmates. Some of the inmates escaped.
Oh dear. Was it in the newspaper?
Oh yes. I'm a bit surprised you missed it, sir. But I do gather you are a busy person.
Oh well, I'm an academic. I spend far too much of my time with my nose in a book.
Indeed, sir.
And he smiles.
Yep, and he sort of leads you into the restaurant towards a gentleman. How are you dressed, your character? Is he dressed in a suit that's seen better days?
Yeah, yes, that's about the way to describe it. Yeah, so like not it's like something kind of sporty and stylish, not a business suit by any means. Yeah, like I mean, for lack of a better term, so like something a lounge lizard would sort of wear, at least in the 2000s.
You should have chose the name Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes.
But yeah, like so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
You hear Mr. Algari? There is a Professor, Professor Dalton and a Mr. Kovac to see you?
Please, fill them over.
Yeah, they're actually behind me, sir. And you see, middle-aged...
I just popped you a picture in the chat for you.
Okay.
I don't think, and the other one definitely...
if I put it in the wrong one...
The other one looks like he's got a trench coat and everything that looks generally a bit military and bit mean.
Got it.
He looks the part.
I don't know how to send that to everybody.
Choose the roleplay channel.
Oh, roleplay channel.
Yeah,
text.
That's
yes.
where, if you notice there, you'll see everybody. Okay. Including guests that never join in. And still Tom's Jack the Cat. Jack the Cat. Tom.
There you go.
Why has it not appeared at my end?
I don't see it.
Please hold while the internet pulls itself together.
Good grief. It's that bad, is it?
It should have gone to you.
Let's have a look.
Oh, hang on a minute. Have I done something stupid?
You have to press...
Oh, wait.
I think I need to put a comment 1 minute.
Yeah, you hit the cross and then...
Yes, there we go, it's me, sorry.
Yeah,
Alright.
You forget to hit the return.
I did.
Yeah, I keep...
Rookie mistake, sorry.
No, I keep doing the same, so don't worry. I sit there, type it, and then forget to hit the return, and assuming it will go if doing that. Yep. So
I love how you have in Henry in different modes there.
Oh yes.
Responsible adult, not so responsible adult, and bugger off.
Yeah. And earlier, was it in full? Was it SS uniform? But which you didn't see.
Well, no, he looks more like lecturing Hal right now, because he knows he's meeting someone who he's never met before, and turning up in a straw hat with a tie half down his neck isn't the way to go for impressions, you know.
Yep, and you sort of you sit down, and they bring some wine and put it on the table. On the house, Professor Dalton.
I'll drink to that.
Yep.
Mr. Alligari, I presume?
Yes, Franco Alligari. Pleased to meet you, Professor.
My name's Henry Dalton, but my friends call me Hal. This is Mr. Kovac. His first name's Viktor.
He sort of nods at you.
Franco sort of salutes with his wine glass at you each. If you keep getting wine on the house, then I hope we can be friends, Hal.
Well, I'm not entirely sure why that happened, but I go with it. Seems to be the rule of the day in Al-Majara, to be honest.
That's what I've discovered in my scant few hours here.
Oh, you're fresh off the plane, are you?
Yes, I certainly am. I if you're, I guess maybe you're not native, but if you've been here longer, perhaps you could answer a few questions for me.
I can certainly try. No, I'm not native of Al-Majara. You can probably hear I'm British and grew up in the south of England. But I've been on Al-Majara for a few months now.
It is about a few months, do you think?
Well, it's a few months longer than I have been, so I'll take whatever guidance or expertise you have for me. I was sent here it is. I'll produce was it a postcard or just
a business card?
Business card.
See if I can find it. It was event 2. I think it's that one. I think it was event 2.
Let's see here.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it was event 2.
Yeah, it is. I know why I hadn't moved it.
What does Mr. Alligari look like?
So he's kind of like, he's maybe late 30s or so, kind of blandly handsome, sandy hair, and there's right now he's a bit bleary-eyed though, and it's just like I said, sort of sporty, sporty suit with like maybe no tie, like maybe like a turtleneck, kind of that, like it was maybe a suit that was maybe more in fashion like in the mid 90s and not and not so much anymore, but
it's sort of an expensive suit, but it's clearly been well worn and
right
dated a little bit, but not much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like kind of I'm thinking like a light blue, not powder blue, but like a
Okay. Like people
like a white
wear in the tropics.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good exactly. I received this in the mail. I was
on Al Majara?
No, in Genoa, Italy.
Oh, Genoa's lovely.
It is. I'm from the
Italy
States.
is lovely in general, but
I tend to agree. I'm from the States originally, but you couldn't tell by my name. I'm of Italian extraction, so I've bounced around a lot of Europe, but that's sort of my home away from home. I'm a singer by trade.
You hear?
what? Sorry.
Hear someone coughing?
Like they're laughing but trying to conceal it.
No, it's behind. It's behind the professor. If you look behind the professor, there's a gentleman.
Oh yeah.
There is a gentleman in a definite arcane. Was it a German uniform?
Is it a costume night?
Are you going to turn and look at?
Over your
Around
shoulder.
at this point.
Well, you remember that your famous Russian, was it, gangster? He's dressed in a uniform you haven't seen for a while. He looks at you and sort of bangs his feet and sort of nods at you. A message from the general, sir. And sort of puts a message towards you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Sort of kicks his heels and says, "Heil Führer." Turns round and walks out of the bar, out of the restaurant.
Thought we'd dispensed with this. Professor Dalton suddenly looks very exasperated.
Is there something I should know about
I'm not a Nazi.
that? Okay, good.
That's the message.
Is it knock on the door, that one?
That's the one. Except it isn't knock on the door.
Flipping tastic. Well, they can take me in a box. I show it to Mr. Kovac, who will probably have some form of aneurysm.
Yeah, I'll put it in the... Right, so, if I'm right, I can put that into the roleplay channel. It should now... under recent, they should be now... There it is. And that is the letter she got. Or he got. Well, it was terminated.
Yes, in a rather
Spectacular way.
And, well, at least it proves that no one knows that we're responsible. Yeah.
All right, this has gone on far enough. What is going on? Is this
forgive the
Frank?
How many drinks?
Job.
How many drinks have you had? I would strongly suggest that we discuss this in the morning. If you've had any more than about 2.
I've had more than 2.
Conversation for the morning. Trust me.
I don't know. I feel like I'm in the perfect state of mind to to discuss this.
Well, may I at least have some food first? It's been a very long day.
Please. I'm sorry. I've just finished up, but by all means,
No, Mr. Kovacs and I have been on the run since breakfast, so it's the first time we've had a chance to sit down for what feels like eons.
Yep, and strangely the food will be on the house.
I'll take it.
And any drinks you want will be on the house.
Oh, I do wonder who owns this place. I think I have an idea.
Yeah, you're eating your meal.
Yeah, the professor will just. He's probably ordered something like turkey with all the trimmings or something like that. So, how come you got my telephone number?
I was hoping you could enlighten me.
Certainly wasn't for me. I've been away for a few days. I do
really
hate to ask you this question, but has anything weird happened to you since you arrived?
I've made friends with a pigeon who keeps bringing me letters, and I could have sworn a dog asked me for sausages.
Oh, tell that dog to fuck off. It just keeps doing it. I've got rather rude with it, to be honest, because it keeps on asking me for sausages. Do I look like I carry sausages? And no, I just tell it to go and get stuffed.
I'll remember that.
Have you seen the lady with the meat cleaver yet?
What? No. I don't think I want to.
No, you don't. Run quite fast.
Oh, alright.
Or say that you're a friend of Bartosz, and then she won't murder you, hopefully.
Oh, okay. Well, there was... And then there was this. I was pulled aside in customs. They,
By the lady who doesn't speak?
Yes.
I had that one too. It was quite a weird experience. She just sat there and like stared and bored into my soul, and then let me go.
That's about the sum of it. When I got here to the hotel and began to unpack, I found this in my luggage, and Franco produces the letter opener.
Put it away. The professor suddenly just starts looking around. Put it away. If you don't know what it is, put it away. You can show me later.
Yeah, as you look around, you see two familiar, gentlemen in suits. You've been, how do you say, the wrong side of them before. And they're sort of striding in your direction.
Oh no.
You sort of remember seeing him at a certain building in the middle of the square. It was Justice Square. The Peace Force buildings. The ones where people fall out of the top windows regularly. That's the building.
Is it,
Yeah, it's those pair. I've forgotten their names. They walk up. Ah! Professor Dalton and Mr. Kovac, nice to see you again. I do hope you'll have it.
To help the Peace Force.
Indeed so. And your help has always been gratefully received. They both laugh. And who's this new gentleman you're talking to? Anybody in interest?
Franco Alighieri. I'm pleased to meet you, gentlemen. No, I'm just an entertainer.
Ah, yet another one. Well, we hope we don't see you that often. We wouldn't want you to have an accident out of a window, which they laugh at. They sort of smile. Well, we'll see you around game, Professor, as we always do.
Yes, good luck enforcing the law and keeping people safe.
It's our job.
Indeed.
And you wander off to the bar. And do what all good...
Dalton just carries on eating his food.
Franco tosses back another mouthful of wine.
And a voice by your ear says, if you drink too much, you will fall over, sir.
That is the idea. Wait, who are you?
It's a gentleman in a very, a very outlandish suit with a hat with a ticket. I think it says 10 shillings on it. Oh. He sort of bows. Who I am doesn't matter, unless you know. And he sort of taps his head on top of your head, had you forgotten their name? And he whispers in your ear, Alice. Now my job is done. I will leave you. He bows with a great bow and sort of walks out.
Mr. Alighieri. He says Alice.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's actually a loud whisper. You can hear it.
Okay. What was that?
That might be a clue in a slightly strange investigation that I started earlier today. It has a distinctly Lewis Carroll feel to it. And I will relate to Mr. Alighieri the fact that there was a gentleman waiting in my office at the number that he rang who claimed to be called Mr. White Rabbit, and that he was looking for someone called Alice, and now what looks like the Mad Hatter has interrupted my dinner.
Do bedbugs mean anything to you?
No. Should they?
I don't know. That's one of the notes that the pigeon brought me. The bedbugs are big as houses, and wait, I got something about another one from the pigeon about the Mad Hatter.
Did you? What did it say?
Just how mad is the Hatter? Stop. Just when is March Hare sane? Stop.
And the other one says... Oh, wait, what was it? It's 5.
I've got it.
Watch out for
bedbugs.
Stop.
Oh, yeah.
They're big as houses and they'll bite your legs off. Stop.
Well, I sincerely hope that one doesn't come true. Well, we seem to be working the same case from opposite ends with regard to the Mad Hatter, and why he's contacted you, I don't know.
Unless he needs me to entertain your office party, I don't know why I'm here.
Oh.
But I'm here, and and I need a job.
Well, what skills do you have?
As I said, I'm an entertainer. I sing at bars, clubs, lounges. That's mostly what I do. I guess you could say I'm good with people. I'm not doing a really good job of presenting my resume, am I?
Oh, it's far too late for resumes. It's after 5.
It is. It's been a while, and it's getting into the evening.
Well, we can always meet up at my office in the morning. I do feel I owe you an explanation, especially after the whole German episode. So come with a clear head and an open mind, and I'll try and explain to you what's going on. I didn't have anyone to help me when I first arrived on Al Majara. I've kind of had to learn as I go, and I'll try and, if you're planning on staying, make it a little bit easier. Us expats of the real world have to try and stick together to try and maintain some form of sanity.
Franco kind of nods solemnly and takes another drink.
He wants a martini. I feel we should have a martini.
Oh, I would like a martini,
excellent.
Says an English voice from the table next to you. It would be very appreciated, Mr. Professor Dalton, I am afraid.
Is it someone I recognise?
It's a very familiar voice. Very English. He looks much like Mr. Morningstar.
Ah, Mr. Morningstar. Is it yourself who has been buying my drinks all evening?
No, not myself, but I could if you want to. And he laughs. There'll be always a price if I did.
Well, I quite like you owing me a favour at the moment, so I don't think I'll take you up on that offer.
Oh, how sad.
Oh.
And Mr. Alagari, would you like a drink from myself?
I look at the professor.
Is Mr. Morningstar directly behind me?
No, he's on the table. So he's on the table next to you.
Was he there a minute ago?
No.
Of course he wasn't. Excellent.
Oh, he gets up and goes to and hands his hand out to Mr. Alagari.
I take it. And,
Mr. Morningstar, Mr. Alagari. May I join you?
Nice to meet you.
As the Rolling Stones song, as it says in their chorus. And he sits down.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Franco looks nervously over at Hal and Mr. Kovacs, and kind of like, yes, please, do join us.
He's already sat down. I said, as if you could stop me.
Right.
And he
well,
sort of laughs.
As much as I don't say no to an addition to martinis with friends and strangers, do you need me for something?
No.
Mr. Morningstar?
I just wanted to welcome you back after your little escapade.
Well, yes. Some things do seem to have changed, which is a little bit disturbing.
Have they? They've always been this way here. Maybe you've changed.
from my perspective, being outside of the loop for a while, there have been some subtle changes, but everything's certainly more stable.
Certainly is. No more goddess, we hope, was it causing any more trouble? No more reality machine straining reality to its, breaking point?
Yeah, so I think there might have been a little bit of bleed through, though. I don't know whether you saw the gentleman leaving, but I was given this, and he passes him the letter from the German.
Oh, we wouldn't be surprised. No. Though this is the edge. Weird things happen here. After all, Mr. Allegari would not be talking to the Morning Star at the moment.
Well, indeed not. But I have no intention of going to Berlin, that's for sure.
Very true. So this gentleman here doesn't know who the Morning Star is, and he smiles.
The Morning Star. I thought you were Mr. Morning Star. Is it a title or is it your surname?
It was a surname.
Oh, okay.
A long time ago, when I was someone's favourite.
You're having me on. This is, no.
I'm having you on?
Yeah.
Am I having him on, Mr. Dalton? Professor Dalton?
Well, it's exactly the name that he gave me last time. I'm inclined to believe him.
That's... I mean, I've seen a lot of weird things already, but, yeah, this...
How's the coffee bar going, by the way?
Never was there. And he puts his hand on, on Franco's leg and says, "We'll be good friends." And sort of taps it. And smiles.
Yeah, Franco kind of, like, recoils a little bit, but, great. Looking forward to seeing more of you, I guess. Where are those martinis?
Oh, they appear.
Okay.
And they're absolutely perfect.
I do like the drinks in this place. They're expensive, but they're good.
Seems to be on the house for you, is it? For some reason, Professor.
Indeed, I honestly thought it was you, being as you sent me a note earlier.
Oh yeah, and thank you for the souls. It was much appreciated. Such tasty ones.
I'm not entirely sure how that happened, but you're welcome, I guess.
Yes, it's always appreciated, especially when I don't have to do work. And he gets up. I'm not too sure when the church finds out what you've done if they'll be too pleased with you. And he laughs.
Well, they can argue whatever they want. If I hadn't have done what I did in the order that I did, then this world wouldn't exist anymore.
Very true. And as you watch, the glass, it sort of changes back in his hand, changes back to sand and sort of trickles onto the floor. And he walks off. And he puts his hand on the shoulder of a gentleman, as he did before, and the gentleman leans forward, as if he's dead.
that's a little bit creepy.
At which point there is a scream from the lady opposite, and for about the next half an hour, there's activity around the table as they're trying to.
Does it look like they even saw Mr. Morningstar?
Well, they didn't seem to care about him.
So the lady didn't react when he went past, or
No.
point at him?
No.
When the bloke fell forward or anything like that?
No.
Interesting.
He did it in the pub, if you remember rightly.
Yes, I know. It's just because he did it in a more obvious place. I wanted to see if people reacted to seeing him, or if maybe they don't.
Well, your meal's been a little disturbed as the medics come in, security come in, and they basically pick the gentleman up and try to calm the lady down and sort of leave the restaurant as quickly as possible.
I will probably see you in the morning at the office. This is all a little bit disturbed, and I feel the need for a quiet evening.
That sounds fine. I should probably go get some sleep myself.
So you're leaving. Professor Dalton will just whisper to you, keep that dragon safe. It could be more valuable than you realise.
I have a feeling it is.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he just he walks zombie-like off towards his room.
Yep.
Just kind of sort of staring off into the middle distance.
Yep. You get to your room quietly, and you have a nice, quiet sleep through the evening without any disturbance, and you sort of wake up the next morning with a bit of a hangover. I think at that point it will be a good point to actually break it, so I can do the next bit.
Yeah.
Because we'll start off in the next time.
And I can finalize my character.
Yeah.
In the meantime.
In DK.
Sometimes you do just need to sort of almost like walk round in a character and stretch the legs before you get an idea of what they're like.
Totally, yeah. It was occurring to me just, the last few minutes, like, if my character does have some sort of like low, some weird, mediocre psychic power, that some of this might not be as weird to him as I've been reacting to it. But,
I think even with a psychic power, this will be weird.
Sure. I got to decide what that is exactly.
Yeah. You can see that.
That would be interesting because neither Mr. Kovacs, to my knowledge, nor Professor Dalton have anything like that.
No, you haven't met. I think you met people with fringe powers. They're called fringe powers.
Yeah.
Strangely, you heard the term. Yeah. So.
Because what Professor Dalton and Mr. Kovacs do is we tend to get sort of jobs or fall into things that require some form of investigation. Mr. Kovacs is he's kind of like a special forces / slightly James Bond type of character.
Oh, good. Okay, so somebody that can tussle a little bit.
Yeah.
Which you might need.
Yeah. I'm beginning to think so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Especially, I really don't like the sound of this Mr. White Rabbit character.
Oh yes. You said this is all.
We haven't even met the Cheshire Cat or the Caterpillar yet, so that'll be fun.
Yes, I've been
We met the Hatter though, and I wonder if he's some form of criminal, but I'm not sure.
Yes, it's all new to you at the moment. Anyway, I'm going to switch to recording off at this point.